Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Peace on the Streets Radio Show. And I'm your host, Prince of the South.
I love it. And your girl, Mimi Mala.
With Daniel Leva. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, neighbor?
And we have
the intern, Derica.
Hey. What they do?
That's it, you guys.
By the way, Derek, I shared your on-air promo last Wednesday, and Full Cell said that you have a lot of confidence. So congratulations.
Hey,
Congratulations.
That's good when your school reach out
Yes.
and said something nice
Yes.
about you.
It is
And
beautiful.
at Full Cell, what's her name? Is Cleo?
Which one?
The one that sent us. Lee.
Professor Kim.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
Professor
all because of her.
Kim.
She no longer works for them, but
don't.
it's all because of her.
Okay. Yeah, she's my Facebook friend, and she's
Yes.
always liking some of the stuff
Yes.
that we do.
And she
through Peace
loves
on the Streets.
that we still have the intern. She's like, this is amazing.
Nice.
So again, big shout out to Professor Kim, because
Yeah,
if it wasn't
yeah.
for her, we would have never started internship with the schools, period.
That's right. So, hey, we want to give a shout out to Full Sail students in the building, you guys.
Come on.
Today, guys, we got a hot show. We're going to talk about the killing that happened down in Memphis, Tennessee. We're up in Memphis, Tennessee from here. We down in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about, that. We're going to have people that's calling in from Memphis to tell, how they feel about it.
I would love to
because
hear
it
the
went
city.
down in that city.
Yeah.
So I got people lined up, and so they're going to be calling. And you guys can call in, too, 407-894-1680. Is the police the biggest gang in America?
Yes.
The biggest legal mafia.
Yes.
Come on now.
Facts on facts on facts.
When you get that badge, man, that is power.
It is
Yes.
power.
But police officer, we ain't trying to knock you off.
I am.
Because, it's some good and bad.
Of course it's
everything
good and
we
bad.
do.
You can't say everybody's
All of
bad.
us
That's
not bad.
ridiculous.
I'm just joking.
So I would love.
Angels don't get pulled over
I'm just
really.
joking.
But
Yeah.
But if you're a cop out there, we would love for you to call in. Tell us your
Yes,
side.
absolutely.
Because how do you feel about what's going on when you
Right.
see it? I know they say it's behind the scenes things that we don't see, but do video lies? Is my eyes playing tricks on me?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're a cop or you're a police officer, please call in 407-894-1680. But Memphis, Tennessee, we want to hear from you all. So we're going to talk to people from Memphis.
And if you've ever been abused by cops or been in the cops have given you a hard time, call in too. We
It
don't
has
just want
happened
to
to
hear
me.
from cops.
It has happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened to me one time, and I was I had broke down. I was working up in Cincinnati, so I was on my way to Cincinnati. I broke down, so I flagged down a cop. Man, he tried to take me to jail. He ran me, and he didn't even really want to help us. He was so nasty. But you got to keep your cool. You don't fight the police officers in the streets. You fight them in court. A lot of us will try to fight and argue with. I ain't arguing. It's yes sir, no sir,
Yeah.
yes sir. No, sir. I go back to the 60s with my son. I'm trying to go on.
So let me say this just real briefly about that story. So it was like 3 cops. Was it 3?
No, 7.
Oh my gosh.
Seven.
5 that did the beating, and then 2 that were involved in the previous, actual
Stop.
pulling him out of this. Yeah.
But they edited it
previous
at
stop.
first. TMZ showed it, and it showed 7 cops, but they didn't even at first even talk about the other 2.
I
And the
wonder
other
if
2
it's
had,
because they were white.
you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
You think the other 2 are white that pulled
They
him
were.
out?
They were white,
'Cause
yeah.
Oh,
we see,
no,
we
God.
see them
White.
hand other taser.
Yeah.
And the family like, wait a minute, it's more cops than this.
Yep.
And so they tried to cover it up. That's when they take the film and saying that a lot of times they said, well, we going over the evidence. They edit it.
Yeah.
So they only got the 5 black cops, but the 2 white have
Yes.
not been indicted.
Exactly.
Correct.
This is not good.
Now
Yeah,
they have.
correct.
Now they have.
Yeah.
At
Now they
first.
have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
then-
why does the first 5 get fired or indicted immediately, right? Immediately. We usually don't see immediately. We usually see them
Right.
suspended
Yeah.
with pay.
With
Let's just keep it
pay,
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
So those 5 immediately, and then the other 2, let's think about it. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, they didn't even implement them at all. They saying they weren't even there.
Are they indicted now?
Yes, they are. And then the paramedics that stopped
not
them.
good.
Yeah, they also
they
got-
got the
they also got
Them
paramedics.
as
fired.
well?
Yeah.
because they didn't follow proper procedure.
Yeah, everybody got in trouble.
Yeah, everybody got in
Everybody.
trouble.
Even the
It just
cats
shows
know.
that there is a
Everybody got in
systemic lack of care when it comes to interactions between police and civilians. It's not like a one-off, because ever since that happened, the cops already killed another man that was a paraplegic. The man had no legs.
Wow.
The reason he had no legs was because cops had previously shot him.
no.
And they just murdered him, literally, I believe it was yesterday. Like the man was running away, bro, without legs.
Right.
Because he had a knife. They shot him dead, bro.
Yeah,
So,
man.
you know,
And
yeah.
I think that our training, they need better training. Because when they go to the gun range, guess what they doing? All headshots, all body shots. I mean, we're saying if someone has a knife, shoot him in the leg. We don't mind that. Shoot him in the hand. But why?
They're
all
supposed
have
to
be-
disable them
They're
first
supposed
before
to have
killing them.
tasers.
You know, yeah, that's why we got tasers.
But listen, you can tell them, hey, you need to do training, but you're not understanding. They're not meant to do that. The cops just prioritize their own safety, and cops are meant to uphold the systemic systems. No,
Right.
Sorry for the double entendre there, but they're just meant to uphold systems of racial inequality. They're
Right.
meant to uphold the patriarchy. They're meant to uphold the systems in power. And whenever you go protest because you don't have health care, who's going to come beat you up?
Yeah.
It's going to be the cops. Whenever you go protest because your rights are being taken away,
Right.
who's going to come beat you up? The cops.
Right.
If the government comes and takes your house, who's going to come beat you up? It's the cops. There is no amount of training that's going to fix this because they're doing exactly what they are meant to do.
Exactly.
There needs to be a dismantling of the police powers that are used. And I mean that not just like, oh, we can just get rid of all cops. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that right now, you don't need to call the cops don't need to be the first one to show up when a trailer's wheel breaks down on the side of the road.
Right.
They don't need to be the first one to show up when someone's having a mental health crisis. They don't need to be the ones to show up when evicting someone out of their house.
And they saying that they need to be trained on mental health because
No,
a
they
lot
don't need
of
to
people.
deal with it at all.
You know,
that shouldn't be their job at all. There should be
Another agency, because that's what they are, agencies.
Yes, there should be a different agency that handles those problems specifically.
Yeah.
Cops should be there for when you need them. If I call 111, a cop should show up to my house.
Uh-huh.
If I'm getting robbed and I call, there should be someone to show up. For everything else.
Right.
For everything else.
So you think we need to dismantle and take some of their power away and
Take-
send them out
take
on
some of-
just on
take some
things
of
that we
their-
really need them?
Take some of their responsibilities away.
Yeah,
They have too many responsibilities.
Yeah.
They are in
And-
charge
and-
of way too much. For
And
no
I
reason.
understand the job is a tough job.
It is for sure, especially when you're. And I've noticed this recently. It's like if you notice, whenever a truck, like a big truck, gets a tire pop, the
State trooper.
a state trooper is the first responder.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is that the case? Like, why don't
Yeah.
they? I mean, it just the policing system in general makes no sense. Like cops have way too much on their plate. No human being can properly be trained in how to handle murderers, thieves, mental breakdowns,
Everything.
cars, everything. It's nonsense.
So we got a hot show tonight, you guys.
Yeah.
Call in. Today we got our phone lines open for the public and the people. Something has to change. And where are our leaders? Where are our politicians when things like this come up? Why they're not talking? Why they're not saying anything? So we got a hot show tonight, and we're
Absolutely.
gonna keep it going. And so we got our guests coming in tonight.
We got
The
the plug
plug.
in
The
plug.
Orlando.
Yeah.
With
Woo!
Ramsey,
Yeah.
I bet he listening.
We got to give a shout out to our sponsors. We got 1-800-NO-FAULT. If you get involved in any sort of accident, slip and fall, you know who to call. 407-267-7378. Almost forgot. Don't forget to call that number if you get involved in any sort of accident. It's me. I'll take care of you guys legally and medically with no cost out of pocket.
Yeah.
And yes, even commercial trucks, I got you.
Nice,
Yes.
you guys. And then in case whenever you finish calling them, go to Slap the Apple Memphis Style Barbecue. You can go to our page in case you guys need any catering. They also do Customers Appreciation Days, Employee Appreciation Days. If you have a site where they doing building homes, they also come out on the site. So give them a call at 407-837-5469. They're open 6 days a week in Groveland, Florida at 2915 U.S. Highway 27, 2915 U.S. Highway 27. They're open from Monday to Saturday, you guys. So get you some Memphis-style barbecue.
Woo woo! And we also have a new sponsor.
Nice.
So listen, guys, it's called Tax Smith. If you guys want $50 off on your taxes,
Sweet.
you must go to Tax Smith, and he caters to the community. He's working with Peace on the Street. So that's amazing, guys. So if you step into the office and you say 321 no fault, that's the promo code.
Nice.
They're connected with them as well.
Awesome.
And if you actually say that, you get $50 off. And say you heard it on Peace on the Streets. I'm telling you, you will get $50 off. So you must head into the office. Just go onto Instagram or Facebook, Tax Smith. You'll find that information. The address is also on our page as well.
That's
Nice.
right, you guys. Let them know you heard it at 321 No Fault.
Come on,
That's
let them
right.
know, please.
So we got a show tonight, you guys. So you guys keep it locked to Peace on the Streets radio show. And Miss Angela be on. And we will have callers calling in from Memphis, Tennessee.
We also have a giveaway.
Yes,
We're going to
we
talk
do.
about that.
Yes, we do.
Let's go. Let's go.
I like giveaways, you
too.
guys.
Me too.
I like giving back
Don't
to
you
the
all like free?
community.
Yeah, it's nice to give back.
Come back. Welcome back, y'all.
Prince,
Welcome back.
we're talking real quick side talk on the side. I gotta say this.
Uh-huh.
Let me just tell the audience. If you guys send messages to peaceonthestreets.com or mimimala.com, the team is watching.
Word.
The team responds. It's the team that's looking at these messages.
Right.
Because it's the team. It's teamwork. It makes us all
They
to
think
make
it's
this
you.
thing. They do. So they sent me pictures of themselves. Look at this.
What the
and
hell?
Annu's got
Oh, boy.
Make sure we don't curse. And Anu just sent him a picture of himself. This is what's gonna happen when you send us some like off
on,
the
man.
topic things. Just keep it business, guys, because it's
Come
a
on,
full
bro.
team that makes it successful,
You're
and
so-
it's not like myself. I
Man,
wouldn't.
put your clothes on, man. Sending these people here.
It's so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and I'm glad I don't see it because I might get a little discouraged. But
Yeah.
I'm really happy that the team protects each other. We watch each other. We're all in there. So, guys, be mindful. It's not actually me. So,
Get
Yeah.
your
Sorry.
clothes off.
Don't be sending pictures to professional sites,
Yeah,
people.
man.
Come on, man.
Damn fool.
It's
that's
so
what I'm trying to
dumb.
explain. Yeah.
Who raised y'all?
Yeah, man. Y'all ready by some wolves. All right, you guys. We got someone from Memphis.
Yeah.
They're on the
Okay.
line. How you doing, Memphis, Tennessee?
Who we
All
got?
right, Prince. How you doing, Prince?
I'm
Tell
doing
everybody
well. How about
that's
yourself?
Very good. Same here. Same here. Doing extremely well, in spite of all of it.
So
Going
how's
down.
the city right about now?
What's your name, caller?
Chester Moore, senior.
That's
Oh,
Come
okay,
on,
okay.
Pops,
We
in
got
the
Pop,
building.
man.
Pop
What's
love.
up?
My dad, he loved to show support,
I love
especially
it.
on hot topics. You know,
Yeah, I understand.
he was part
Right.
of the civil rights movement.
I know.
Nice.
Like, he's historic, if you want to say.
Yes, he is. He's historic.
I mean, he's historic. He's
Not
on-
prehistoric.
He's no.
No.
And you.
Historic.
And let's go into the caller.
So Dad, how's the city now? Is the city's in an uproar? Did you feel like it's divided? Tell us what's going
Well,
on.
the city is. We had his funeral service today, so everything is. The weather's bad here. We got a sheet of ice, which might be a blessing in disguise. But so far, people are waiting to see the activist fast on. That was one of the topics in Al Sharpton's speech. He did the utilization today.
I saw
And
that.
so one of his main thing is that now we know that y'all set the trend. Y'all were able to get the results back in 20 days. So when other people are getting killed, it's taking months, sometimes years before y'all can get the end result. So they're planning on trying to use that as a role model. If you can do it in one case, why can't you do it in another one? So they're going to get back. It's going to be a march on Washington because something needs to be done about police reform.
Yes,
I
and
agree.
we agree here.
Yeah, and I think this is what the whole country is disturbed about, is because if it hadn't been for the cameras, they would have got off free.
And
But they
how
didn't
many
realize
times they have done this without cameras?
Right. The cameras only bringing back what has been happening, being able for us to see what has been happening for years.
Right.
Killing people for no earthly reason whatsoever. But my thought was originally that it was some woman involved. I hate to say it like that, but it wasn't about money. They have yet to tell us what the reason for them stopping him.
And they never
You know.
told him either.
Yeah.
Right, and the young man, he wasn't but about 2 blocks from home.
Wow.
80 feet from his house, his mom's door, before they killed him, beat him to death. And to have the PST to come out, and they took them 21 minutes to go over to his side to try to give him any kind of aid.
So what has
they've
happened to
been-
them? Have they locked them up or have they suspended?
No, they have been suspended,
Yeah.
completed until the investigation is completed. And I'm sure that they're going to ask for them to go too, and because they took an oath, to protect and serve, and so they're not even following the oath.
Right.
But what amazes me is that why would anyone offer a class to police officers for that type of brutality, from the knee into George Floyd's neck, and to this boy being beat unsavagely? My thing of it is that anytime you call for backup, you know what that's about.
Right.
And I'm saying that where are the lieutenants, these guys, superior officers? When anytime backup, only somebody that should be able to call for backup is the lieutenant. He should be that involved in what his men are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And for nobody to come out on the scene of this and that magnitude, it shows little policing among themselves. Now they're try to pass a bill where you can only film them in the car. You can't get out of your car and film them.
Really?
If they want that to pass. So it's very obvious. I think everybody has seen the clip, realize it's very, very obvious that this just cannot continue to go on.
And it's so disturbing. This one here, I thought Rodney King was bad. This one here,
I didn't see it. Were they using batons and all, Prince?
Everything
Everything.
they had.
Really? I didn't see
Their
it.
hands, the batons,
Kicking, stomping,
stomping,
fists.
everything,
Yeah,
like everything.
Right. This young, and the killing thing about this was a nice young man. He worked at FedEx. He loved to take pictures. And they have, displaying a lot of his pictures and stuff on the TV. And he liked to
skateboard.
Yeah.
And so his mom then wanted to build a skateboard.
Yeah.
A skate park here in his member.
They beat
So it
him for
wasn't
almost
like
an
they
hour.
were messing with somebody that was. But they tell me, now I don't know. I haven't got all the details, so I don't want to put that out. I'll just leave that alone. So it was obvious it was a personal reason for what they did. It was all personal.
Because it wasn't
nothing
just
to
put
do
a
with-
traffic stop. It was very personal. And so
it was personal.
So they said
Go
that
ahead.
might be coming out soon too.
Oh yeah, all that's coming out. They got a white woman there, and and a black woman. So it's more. I think some of them people knew him. At least one police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has said that the young lady that he was dating now used to date one of the police officers.
Okay.
So,
And that's
I leave it
dangerous.
at that. I'm not certain about that, but that's what's out there being said. But for me to know exact, I don't know.
Well, that's
But
one
whatever
thing.
it was, we got to realize is that this continuous killing cannot continue to go on.
Yeah, and the police in general are under a severe crisis. We just had the story of like that one cop female that was having like an affair with basically the entire police force.
Yeah, I saw that.
While she was married.
Yeah.
And
Right.
all the other officers were married, and they were basically just having a big sex club in the middle of the office. Like
Right.
they would have sex in the
Exactly.
gyms and stuff like that.
What?
And
Yeah.
it's
you know
like
why?
they just do whatever
The
they
thing
They have
want.
no
is-
morals or values.
Right.
None. It's
Because you
gotten
know
out
why?
of control.
Because nobody is policing them.
Right.
Nobody is controlling their
Right.
activities. When you
Yeah.
got a job, you got certain things you're supposed to be doing.
What is Eternal Affairs about then?
Yeah.
They
Nothing.
don't do
but
anything?
they're-
Yeah, it's like
Cover
internal
up.
investigations. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna investigate peace on the streets. It turns out we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. We investigating peace
But-
on the street.
Yeah,
But they're a third
turns out we
party.
good, bro.
They're a third party outsource and not like
Yeah.
inside house. I'm just saying.
It's like if we called Ramses to come in and do an investigation
Yeah.
on us. It's like
Because
it
their
turns
job
out-
is not to make the police department look bad.
Yeah.
They do that
Right.
by any means necessary,
and they put,
not.
and the police, like the police union, has a lot of power over local politics as well. Like your governmental races are gonna matter a lot if the deputy is on your side or not.
Yeah.
The police chief,
true.
if he's on your side or if he's not on your side, that's gonna matter in your votes. It's gonna be a big hit if the deputy's out there running against you the whole time. So like the police union, the police chief. They have a lot of power within government
we
at
have to
local
vote
levels.
them correctly, though.
Yeah.
We're voting these guys in.
Do
Yeah.
we vote for? I don't think we vote for
Chief?
police chief.
Chiefs
Do
and
we?
sheriffs.
Yeah,
do?
yeah, the
Yeah.
sheriff, because aren't you guys?
Right.
So
yeah,
what
yeah.
are
What
the
are we doing
politicians
about it?
saying? What are they saying? Our leaders. Are our leaders out?
Well, one lady got up on, was at the city council meeting last week, and she told them all, y'all all need to resign. Because this is, because really, if you look at it, the people in charge, they supposed to put things in. Being in charge is something a lot of people get a false script of what that means. To me, it means that if you're going to be in charge of something, you got to have ideas to take care of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you can't resolve problems, then you might not need to be the person in charge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's happening here, we've got people that have been elected into these offices. Some been in there 20 years, 30 years.
It's time to
40
go.
years, 50 years.
and only time you see them is when time for re-election.
Uh-huh.
And you have so much here with black crime and you got all these black judges and black lawyers here. And I know they got to work and make a living, but it really bothers me that they can sit here and see the injustice done and not even come out and make a statement. Our mayor didn't even come. Kamala Harris stopped her busy schedule to make this young man's funeral.
Wow.
Said none of the politicians, the mayor, they didn't show up.
And the mayor wasn't there. The police chief wasn't there, and they right here in the city.
Of course, yeah.
This is not good.
That's what I'm telling you.
It's not a good look.
If the police chief ain't there, the mayor's like, oof, I can't be there.
No, that's
either.
right.
going
But
in.
what not a good look.
I'm just saying. So only somebody was there was Steve Cohen, who is our congressman.
Okay.
Steve Cohen was there.
Okay, that's.
But
at
I'm
least that's
saying that
something.
if he can stop in Washington and come here for this, I'm saying that our governor hadn't made a statement.
Wow.
No, nobody has said anything in power here. None of our city council, none of those. And majority of those are black. So it's just time to look at who we got representing us,
Right.
and we'll finally understand why we're in the position that we're in.
Because that shows me by them not coming, that they don't care.
They don't.
That's
They
really
didn't
not
care.
important to them.
Right. They don't care. Even though we had ICE, they had about 400 people there. But the church should have been overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They should have had it in the FedEx Forum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it should have been people should have been that angry.
Uh-huh.
People should be angry. People should be angry that
People
our
should be
tax
that
dollars
angry
are
that
killing us.
our citizens and our children and our people can be attacked like this.
By our own
And not,
money.
Yeah.
Protect
We
and
pay for
serve. That's your job, sir.
We're paying to get murdered
protect.
out here. It's crazy.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
We're paying. It's like we're the criminals.
Yeah.
So that has got to cease. I really realize we don't have the leadership, but anybody, I don't need necessarily a leader. I can lead myself. I can do. I know what's right and what's wrong.
Well, thank you, Dad, for calling in. We got to wrap this one up. We got more callers. And
Okay.
I hope y'all stay safe there in Memphis. And I hear y'all got a serial killer right down the street from you.
What?
In Westwood. My dad
Exactly.
live in West. Welcome back to Peace on the Streets radio show. Just like Keith says, says something just ain't right in the police department in Memphis, Tennessee.
It's police,
Ooh,
period.
man.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's getting worse
man.
and worse, don't you think?
You
Oh,
played
yes.
you played that right.
Do you think that's ever going to get better, guys?
Nope.
Be real.
Nope.
They're
Never.
going to shake your head. No.
America
Never.
is at a point where is anything ever going to get better? I feel like everything in America has been going downhill ever since like 9/11, I feel ever since then it's just been
Well, some it's the signs of times. And police has been set up, from the beginning of time to really stop runaway slaves.
Yep.
And bring them in by enemy, dead or alive. And they never really have got away from that. They bring us in dead or alive.
So like, and you said, like, how it's developed, it's still developed that way.
Yeah.
It hasn't even.
It never changed.
never changed.
Bro,
It's a system.
Go get the runaway slaves.
It's a system.
It's the system.
It's the system that's meant to just hold us down. They are the oppressors. They are the gun at the end of every law. that is there to enforce. Every law that ever gets passed, even the most trivial ones, only matters because at the end of that law, there's someone with a gun coming for you if you break it.
Is the KKK a part of this movement of police force?
yes.
Well, they got KKK in the Fort
All
police
up in
department.
there, especially in like the red states like Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, all those states, the connection between like ultra racist
Memphis, you
nationals.
said?
That's what they did when they wiped out, the KKK. They said you just can't go out and kill black people no more. So they said, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to join the police force. So that's what they did in the dirty South. And in the dirty South back in the day,
They have a hard time letting
when
that
they
go.
would lock you up, guess when they'll let you go? When the mob is out there, they done lock you up in the daytime. Now the mob has out there waiting on you, and the chief will come and get you and say, hey, you free.
Yeah.
Go. It's the middle of the night, like you in Mississippi and them, Alabama, out there in the woods somewhere. They set you free. They get hanged and beat and all that kind
So
of
this
stuff.
is happening everywhere. Is it happening in the South more? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it happens a lot in the South.
It happens all over, even
But
in the middle. It's
Indiana
just-
and in certain places of Kentucky, Georgia.
I heard-
Georgia was really bad.
Yes, I heard recently about sunset towns. I didn't know about that beforehand. Do you know? Do you know what sunset towns are, Mimi?
No.
It's very much like the name says. It's towns where you shouldn't be when the
At
sun comes
sunset,
down.
that's right.
After
Because
sunset, you don't want to be
it
Like
is
Mississippi,
sketchy.
I was afraid and still scared of Mississippi, Alabama, certain parts because there's so many little small towns within 4 miles. You might run into 3 or 4 different towns, and then guess what? They'd take you over here. Your family. Some people have never seen their family.
What is a sunset
again.
town? Tell me,
That
guys. Anybody
means-
knows one?
So it's
It's a
they're spread
small
out,
town.
and there's a book
That's crazy.
that got popular on TikTok that is a narrative of all the small towns in the United States, so you don't stop there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep it
And-
pushing.
Yeah, keep it pushing,
I
baby.
bet you
Don't
South
stop
Carolina or
there.
North Carolina up in there.
There's a few,
Yes, you
there's
better
a few
believe it.
different ones, but it's like you literally run the risk of getting murdered if you're a black or brown person in
Whoa.
these towns. And some of them will have actual signs that'll say like
No.
N-word, don't be here at at sunset and things.
They
like
have some
that.
walls.
We got a
I'm
caller
so
on, y'all.
surprised.
No,
we got
yeah.
we got another caller on. How you doing, caller?
I'm doing great. How are you doing on today?
All right, tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Kelly. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, how y'all
Hi
feel
there.
about what's up, Kel? How you feel about what's going on in Memphis and has how you all feel about it? The young people. I know she's a younger person. How you feel about what's going on in police brutality in Memphis? Do you think it's getting any better, or how you feeling today?
Well, I think it's pathetic. I also feel like it's sad. It's ongoing. It's not going to stop. It hasn't stopped. I want to piggyback off of what you said about the KKK. So, in the time that we're in now, it's 2023. The KKK, they don't have to do anything. It's no different from what they did back to us back in the day than what's currently going on right now. The thing is now, it's our own color.
Right.
Right.
It's no different.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse and worse. Every year, we're dealing with the same issue with police brutality
Absolutely.
within our own color.
Yeah.
This time it just hit home here in Tennessee that it is on tape. And the thing is, it's just not 1 or 2 cops. It's a total of 7, and no one says stop. That's enough.
Yeah.
And I'm a parent. I have a son. So for him to call out to his mom, it's heart-wrenching.
Yes, it is.
It was brutal to
I didn't watch
listen
it
to.
because I don't want to. There's a lot of some things I just don't want to
And
watch.
what
Yeah, I
people
get
are
it. I
saying,
get it.
it's different when the whites are doing it, but when it's your own color, they're
But
really
is that the badge like
mad.
oath? Is this a badge oath type of thing?
It's the system. It's a systemic problem. So it's like it doesn't matter if they're black, white, brown, Asian, green.
Oh.
The system in itself is meant to work this way.
Because remember, they was Ice Cube was telling it in Boys in the Hood. Remember when the cops black, and it wasn't a white cop.
All the way back
it was
then.
a black cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
Right.
you got the EMTs. Were they reprimanded as well? They're
Yeah,
standing there because I mean,
they-
just me just standing there, I'll lose my mind. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
watching
no,
this.
absolutely. Yeah, they got reprimanded as
mean-
well. They got fired.
what?
I
So,
feel like we have to realize that all humans matter. It's not about Black Lives Matter. It's not about none of that. We're human.
Right.
It's not about color.
Right.
And you have to try to shoot for what's right. What happened here, this has been going on. This didn't just happen it's just finally caught on camera.
Because they were so comfortable doing it. That lets me know they've been
gosh.
doing it before.
Yes, they've done
They
it
was
before.
Real comfortable.
Absolutely.
Did you all even know y'all had a Scorpion squad, a task force that was called a Scorpion? Did you all even know about that?
No.
We did not. But however, since this incident has occurred, other incidents are coming out and say, hey, they did this to me. I called internal affairs. Nothing was done. This could have been prevented. We have several young men that has came to the front line and said, hey, this happened to me. I did what I supposed to do. I contacted the internal affairs. I filed a complaint. A follow-up was never done with me. This could have been prevented.
Yes, right.
This is just not one isolated incident that, it happened. No, they were very comfortable on what they did. This is what they did on a daily routine. This time, someone just lost their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. So, with the young people, are they rioting? Are they? I know they say it's cold now.
Absolutely.
They are.
It's very cold here. They did riot. I'm totally against that because a business, they wasn't the cause of that. They wasn't the cause of that. So you're going to the store, Hibbits and GameStop, and that's not right either. That's not going to bring any justice to the
not gonna make a
situation.
change.
You just turned up your neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's nothing to that.
And then they blocked the
There's no
roads or
purpose to
something,
it.
so people couldn't even get home.
Maybe
Right,
an
they did
investigation.
block that in the sense of course, the old time mentality, hey, we're going to walk, we're going to protest. However, their thinking was, hey, we're going to stop money from January and coming to Memphis, going over the bridge. But you got people that's trying to get home to their families that's stuck in traffic for hours.
Because they
Protesting
rioted.
is not the key. That's not going to resolve the issue. Us sticking together, no matter what race it is, that's what's going to have to make a change.
And I did see a lot of white people out there marching for the cause too.
Yeah.
So which
Absolutely.
they don't show that a lot about white people a lot, because if it wasn't for white people being on our side, a lot of laws that been passed for us would never been changed because they don't care about what we say. You know what I'm saying? But only when they're in the midst of whatever.
That's
they're
the
making
younger
changes,
generation. They
you know.
come in and they think differently. They have no
Well,
fear.
no, that happened back in the days, back in civil rights. There was a lot of white people that marched with us,
Yeah.
and we would have never got a lot of stuff
It
done.
started then. Now it's the younger generation. They're saying the whites and the Latinos are coming in on it, and they mean
Right.
the front line too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, if they're going to protest and have some actions behind the protest, and when they actually arrested the cops, they got out on bond. Revoke their bonds.
Yeah,
of course.
I don't even think they should got a bond.
I didn't even know you could get a bond for murder.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
What?
when you're
Yeah.
a cop, all
You're a
the-
cop.
all the
You're supposed to
magic
stay
doors
in there
open
till
up.
they figure out, till you go through trial,
I
whatever
don't
the
even-
case may be. But
They should have denied it.
I did not know you get a bond for that.
They didn't-
I mean,
they-
Zimmerman got a bond out here for murder, so we
Yeah.
kind of like see these things like off top, and
Yeah, of
he killed a
course.
child.
Right.
Yeah, no, they'll still do it, but ultimately, like some kind of action. You know, in France, their leader was saying that he was going to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64, and the entire country is ablaze right now. They
Okay.
stopped everything. They stopped going to work. They started rioting in
The
the streets.
people.
And they said, F you, we're not doing that. And I think that is what's up. Because what's the
America.
retirement age here in America?
Now it's like 65 or something.
70.
70
It's like
almost,
70,
yeah.
bro. So,
And then they said that by the time we reach 70, especially
No Social
y'all,
Security.
they go to money.
They're like,
gonna
oh,
go-
we're-
Because they're wasting our
they're
money.
just telling us that. They're like, it's not even going to be there for y'all. And it's like, we're like, oh, okay, that's
Well,
cool.
stop taking it.
Well, we're taking it all. Like we're taking everything.
I think we should riot more, burn more things down, and just
But not just in our
cause-
neighborhood.
no, we can't burn
Yeah.
the people's stores
maybe
and homes.
not
and stuff.
like go to like
Protest, you
like
mean.
like in our area, like go to like Orlando and like burn Bank of America's building. That's
I
what I'm
get
talking
it.
about.
Like,
All right?
like, go to like City
yeah,
Nations.
go to like Bank of America, go over there.
But
Don't,
these are
you
not
know,
the views of peace on the street. These are people that we-
These are not. These are views held independently, biannually, and not in
they-
conjunction to
Don't try and go out
the
there
moral
burn the building
stipulations
down,
of peace on
and
the
then
streets.
get on there talking about, I heard no
Yeah.
peace on the street.
But listen, no, but for real, we do.
But we
need-
rioted at that
I
courthouse
feel like,
and-
do we need to like riot more? And, like, just honestly burn more stuff down and
But
make
I'm
a
gonna
bigger
tell you how
mess.
you hit
I don't
America.
know.
Not that.
In the pockets.
In the pocket.
But,
everybody don't buy gas. They say you want to see gas come back down to $1.50.
Right.
Everybody don't even go buy gas that day. For about a couple of days, you'll see the prices
I
drop.
feel like that is way harder than burning stuff down. I don't know, convincing everyone to not go buy
sticking on
gas.
that. But
is-
Trump had those guys riot. They went in there, they rioted, they broke in, and they didn't get killed.
I wish they
one,
would've done
one
that.
that they got killed.
No, yeah, that was ridiculous. But I
Yeah.
wish they would have done that with better intentions, right? Like if you
There was no
would've-
purpose, and they said nothing. They
No,
did nothing.
yeah, of course. They're like, yeah, we just want Trump to win. Booga
Yeah,
booga. And
right.
it's like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, that sucks, but
That's what we should do. Go to the front, like
should
go
go-
there.
yeah, we should
right.
do that.
That's where you sit
for,
there.
for stuff like this, right? Like, yo, let's go and riot and try
so why
to
is America
generate
not as
six.
strong as other countries? Tell me this.
I think we are housebroken. I think America has a population that has been completely housebroken in the sense that like we are the only we are a nation of people that do not consider ourselves exploited. We consider ourselves temporarily embarrassed millionaires. We all believe that we're going to be rich, but in reality, we're all just being exploited by one essence or another of either capitalism or white supremacy.
Yeah.
But we don't like to admit that to ourselves. We say, no, I'm going to be rich. That's why I want taxes to be low for rich people. I'm going to be rich. That's why I don't think that all student loans should be forgiven. And that's the mentality of the majority of people in America, when the reality is that we're all a bunch of serfs that are going to do nothing but work for the rest of our
And
lives.
that is the way this system is set up. Caller, we thank you for calling in
Yes,
from Mississippi.
Top of the hour.
We
Yes.
appreciate you, girl.
Let's go hit some music.
You all stay safe.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We're gonna